What do you see? Wait, stand close, come on. You've got to stand close. Let it pulsate. Let it work on you. Closer, come on, come on. Oh, too close, too close, too close. There. Let it spread out. Let it wrap its arms around you. Let it embrace you, filling even your peripheral vision so that nothing exists or has existed. But work with it. Work with it, for God's sake. Lean forward, lean into it, engage with it. So now, what do you see? Oh, wait. Now, what do you see? Be specific. No. Be exact. Be exact, but sensitive. You understand? Be kind. Be a human being for once in your life. That's all I can ask. These pictures, they deserve compassion, and they live or die in the eye of the sensitive viewer. They quicken only if the empathetic viewer will let them. This is what they cry out for. This is why they were created. This is what they deserve. So now, what do you see?
Red.
But do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Speak up.
Yes.
Of course you like it. How can you not like it? Everybody likes everything nowadays. Everything is fun, happy, and likable. Where is the discernment? Where is the arbitration from what I like, from what I respect, from what I deem worthy? What has, listen to me now, significance? Maybe I'm just a dinosaur. Maybe I'm just a dinosaur hiding in the bushes, waiting for you cunning little mammals to take over. Maybe I'm speaking a lost language, unknown to your generation, but a generation that is unworthy to walk in the shadows of those who have gone before. I mean those who have struggled. I mean those who have surmounted. I mean Rembrandt. I mean Matisse. I mean Michelangelo. I mean obviously Rothko. Do you aspire?
Yes.
To what? To what do you aspire?
Well, I want to be a painter, so I guess I aspire to painting.
Then these clothes won't do. We work hard here. Go hang your jacket up outside. I appreciate you putting on your Sunday clothes to impress me. It's poignant. It touches me, but it's ridiculous. Go hang your jacket up outside. This isn't some goddamn old world saloon serving its tea cakes and lemonade. Sandy told you what I wanted here.
Yes.
We start every morning at 9 and work until 5. You'll help me mix the paints and clean the brushes and move the canvases and build the stretchers and easels and apply the ground color, which is not painting. So any lunatic assumptions you have in that direction, you must banish immediately. You'll pick up any cigarettes or food, anything else that I want, no matter how demanding or demeaning. And if you don't like that, you can leave. Answer me. Yes or no?
Yes.
Consider. I'm not your rabbi, I'm not your father, I'm not your friend, I'm not your shrink, I'm not your teacher. I am your employer. You understand?
Yes.
And as my assistant, you'll see many things here. Many ingenious things. But they're all secret. You cannot tell anybody about this. And don't think I don't have enemies, because I do. And I don't just mean other painters or museum curators or goddamn son of a bitch art critics. Not to mention the vast panoply of people who loathe me and my work because they do not have the heart, nor the patience, nor the capacity to think, to understand, because they are not human beings. Like we talked about earlier, remember?
Yes.
I'm painting a series of murals now. I'll probably do 30 or 40 and then pick which ones work best in concert. Like a few. You'll help me apply the ground color, and then I'll look at them, and then I'll paint some more. I do a lot of layers, kind of like a glaze, slowly letting the image build. Like pentimento, letting the luminescence emerge until it's done.
How do you know it's done?
There's tragedy in every brushstroke.
Ah.
Swell. Let's have a drink. Answer me a question. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. No cognition.
Okay.
Who is your favorite painter?
Jackson Pollock.
Sorry. No.
Let me do it again.
No, it's...
No, come on, ask me again.
Who is your favorite painter?
Picasso.
Pollock. Always Pollock. Don't get me wrong, he's a brilliant painter. We came up together. I knew him very well.
What was he like?
You ever read Nietzsche?
What?
Nietzsche, Birth of Tragedy?
No.
And you call yourself an artist. One can't discuss Pollock without it. One can't discuss anything without it. What do they teach you in art school now? You ever read Freud?
No.
Young? Wordsworth? Byron? Aeschylus? Turgenev? Sophocles? Schopenhauer? Shakespeare? Hamlet? Quote me Hamlet right now.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Is that the question?
I don't know.
You have a lot to learn, my young friend. Philosophy, theology, literature, poetry, drama, archaeology, anthropology, mythology, music. These are your tools just as much as brush and pigment. To be an artist means you are civilized. And you cannot be civilized until you learn. To surmount the past, you must know the past.
I thought you weren't my teacher.
You should be so blessed that I talked to you about art. How do you feel?
How do I feel?
How do they make you feel?
Give me a second.
So?
Give me a second. Disquieted.
And?
Thoughtful.
And?
Sad?
Tragic.
Yeah.
They're for a restaurant.
What?
They're for a restaurant. So I'm minding my business and I get a phone call from Mr. Philip Johnson. You know Mr. Philip Johnson, right?
Not personally.
Of course you don't know him personally. You don't know anyone personally. Mr. Philip Johnson, the world-renowned architect. He's designing a new Seagram building on Park Avenue. He and Mies van der Rohe. These are names with which to conjure, are they not? Philip Johnson and Mies van der Rohe, titans of their field, revolutionists. Together they are building a building unlike anything the world has yet seen. Together they are going to build something that will reflect not only the city and its inhabitants, but of all of mankind. And in this building there is to be a restaurant called the Four Seasons, like the Vivaldi. And on the walls of this restaurant, $35,000 they're paying me. No other painter comes close. Imagine a frieze all around the room, a continuous story, a continuous narrative, each a new chapter, one to another, the story unfolding. Look, and they are there, inescapable, inexorable, like doom.
Are these ones done?
They're in process now. I have to study them.
Study them?
Most of painting is thinking. Didn't they teach you that? 10% is putting paint to canvas. The rest is waiting. All my life, I've wanted just this, my friend. To create a place. A place where the viewer can live with my paintings and give them the same careful contemplation that I give them. Like a place of communion.
But it's a restaurant.
No. I will make it a temple. Rembrandt and Rothko. Rembrandt and Rothko. Rothko and Rembrandt. Rothko and Rembrandt. Rothko and Rembrandt and Turner. Rothko and Rembrandt and Turner.
Oh my! Chinese place is closing.
Everything worthwhile ends. We're in the perpetual process now. Creation, maturation, cessation.
There's another Chinese around the corner.
Well, the eternal cycles grind on. Generations pass away. Hope turns arid. But there's another Chinese around the corner.
Not much for small talk.
It's small.
So yeah, I went to the Modern last night, saw the Picasso show.
And?
I don't think he's so much concerned with generations passing away.
Don't put your okay. That man, no, now a charlatan, signing menus for money, when he's not painting little pots also for money. That man understood the workings of time. Tragic, really, to grow superfluous in your own time. We destroyed Cubism, de Kooning and me, and Pollock and all the others. We stomped it to death. No one can paint a Cubist painting today.
You take pride in that, stomping Cubism to death.
Child must banish the father. Respect him, but kill him.
And enjoy it?
Doesn't matter. Just be audacious and do it. Courage in painting isn't facing the blank canvas. It's facing Monet and Velázquez. All we can do is move on from what was there to what is here. And hope to get some intimation of what is yet to be here. What is past and passing and yet to come. That's Yeats, whom you have not read.
Come on, but Picasso...
Picasso, I thank for teaching me that movement is everything. The moment we're born, we squirm, we writhe, we squall. To live is to move. Without movement, paintings are what?
Dead?
Precisely. Look at the tension between the blocks of color. The dark and the light, the red and the black and the brown. They exist in a state of flux, of movement. They abut each other on the actual canvas. So too do they abut each other in your eye. They ebb and flow and shift, gently pulsating. The more you look at them, the more they move. They breathe, they float in space. Movement, communication, gesture, flux, interaction. Letting them work. They're not dead because they're not static. This movement requires time. They are so temporal. They require this time.
They demand it. They don't work without it.
That's why it's so important to me to create a place. A place where the viewer could sit and contemplate my paintings over time. And let them move.
They need the viewer. They're not like representational pictures, like traditional landscapes and portraits.
Tell me why.
Because they change. They move, they pulse. Representational pictures are unchanging. They don't require the active participation of the viewer. In the Louvre, in the middle of the night, the Mona Lisa is still smiling. But do these pictures still pulse when they're alone? That's why you keep the lights so low.
Is it?
To help the illusion. Like a magician, like a play, to keep it mysterious, to let the pictures pulse. Turn on bright lights and the stage effect is ruined. Suddenly it's nothing but a bare stage with a bunch of fake walls.
What do you see?
My eyes are adjusted. Just white.
And what does white make you think of?
Bones, skeletons, charnel house, anemia, cruelty.
Really?
It's like an operating theater now.
And how does white make you feel?
Frightened?
Why?
It doesn't matter.
Why?
It's like the snow. Outside the room where my parents died. It was winter. I remember the snow. White. And the pictures in this light, they're flat, vulgar. This light hurts them.
You see how it is with them? How vulnerable they are? People think I'm controlling the light, controlling the height of the canvas, controlling the shape of the gallery. It's not controlling, it's protecting. A painting lives by companionship, but it dies by the same token. Sending a picture out into the world is a risky thing.
You ever paint outdoors?
You mean out in nature?
Yeah.
Nature doesn't work for me. The light's no good. Oh, I know those plein air painters sing to you endless peons about the majesty of natural light. Get out there and muck around in the grass like a cow. When I was younger, I didn't know better, so I hauled my supplies out there, and the wind blew my paper, and the easel fell over, and the ants got into the paint. But then I go to Rome for the first time. I go to the Santa Maria del Popolo to see Caravaggio's Conversion of Soul, which turns out is tucked away in this dark corner of this dark church. There's no natural light. It's like a cave. But the painting glowed. With a sort of rapture, it glowed. Consider. Caravaggio was commissioned to paint this picture for this specific place. He had no other option. He looks around, it's so dark. It's like under the ocean, it's so goddamn dark. How is he going to paint here? He turns to his creator. Oh God, unworthy sinner that I am. Oh Lord on high, what the fuck do I do now? And then it comes to him. The divine spark, he illuminates it from within. He gives it inner luminosity. It lives, like one of those bioluminescent fish from under the ocean radiating its own effulgence. It lives. You understand? Caravaggio was... Give me the second paint bucket.
Are you really gonna paint?
What the hell do you think I have been doing? Give me the fourth black and the second maroon. Okay. A touch of black. Another one. Twice as much maroon. What does it need?
Red!
I wasn't talking to you! Come on. Ugh! Don't ever do that again! By what right do you speak? By what right do you express an opinion on my work? Who the fuck are you? What have you done? What have you seen? Where have you earned the right to exist here with things you do not understand? Red? You want to paint the thing? Here. Here's red. And red. And red. And red. And red. Red? I don't even know what that is. Red? You mean scarlet? You mean crimson? You mean plum? Mulberry? Magenta? Burgundy? Salmon? Carmine? Cornelian? Coral? What is red? Anything but red.
I meant sunrise.
Sunrise.
I meant the red at sunrise. The feeling of it.
Oh, the feeling of it.
I didn't mean red paint only. I meant the emotion of red at sunrise.
Sunrise isn't red.
Yes, it is.
I'm telling you, it's not.
Sunrise is red and red is sunrise. Red is passion. Red is heartbeat. Red wine. Red roses. Red lipstick. Beets. Tulips. Peppers.
Arterial blood.
That too.
Rust on the bike on the lawn.
And apples. And tomatoes.
Florentine marble. Atomic flash. Nick yourself shaving. Blood in the barb stool.
A rabbit's nose. An albino's eyes. A parakeet.
Lava. Lobster. Scorpions.
Stop sign. Sports car. A blush.
Flame. Viscera. Dead fulvist.
Traffic lights. Titian hair.
Slash your wrists. Blood in the sink.
Santa Claus.
Satan. Red.
Exactly.
We got any more cigarettes?
Yeah.
More than anything, you know what?
What?
Matisse's painting. The Red Studio. It's a painting of his own studio. The walls are this radiant red. The floors and the furniture, all red. It's like the color had pulsated out of him and swallowed everything up. When the modern first put that painting up, I would spend hours looking at it. Day after day I would go. You could argue that everything I do today, you can trace the bloodlines back to that painting and those hours spent there, looking at it, letting it work on me, letting it move. The more I looked at it, the more it pulsated around me. I was totally saturated. It swallowed me up. Such planes of red he made, such energetic blocks of color, such emotion. That was a long time ago.
It's still there.
I can't look at it now.
Why?
It's too depressing.
How can all that red be depressing?
I don't see the red. Even in that painting. That complete, total immersion of red. It's there. The mantle above the dresser, just off the center line, offset by yellow of all things. He wanted it inescapable.
What?
Black.
The color
The
black?
thing black. There is only one thing in this life that I fear, my friend. That one day, the red will swallow the black.
Susie, what are you gonna say? You don't know him. I'll show it to him if I think the moment's right. He knows I'm a painter. He's got to be expecting it, right? No. It depends on his mood. What? No, don't tell me what to do. You sound just like him. Yeah, he's here. I'll tell you how it goes. Pray for me. Good morning.
Morning. I got the other maroon. You finished the canvas. I'll finish it. I went by the Seagrant building last night. It's coming along.
How's the restaurant?
Still under construction, but they took me around, got a sense of it.
And?
Too much natural light, as always, but it'll do. I made some sketches. I'll find them for you.
You ever worry it's not the right place for them?
Not the right place. How can it not be the right place when they're being created specifically for this space? Sometimes your logic baffles me.
So, I read Nietzsche. Birth of Tragedy, like you said.
Like I said.
You said if I wanted to know about Jackson Pollock, I had to read The Birth of Tragedy.
I said that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Sounds very like something I would say, huh?
So, what about Pollock?
What about Birth of Tragedy?
Interesting.
That's like saying red. Don't be enigmatic. You're too young to be enigmatic.
I think I know why you wanted me to read it.
Why?
Because you see yourself as Apollo and you see him as Dionysus.
Don't be so pedestrian. Think more.
Dionysus is the god of wine and excess, of movement and transformation. This is Pollock. Wild, rebellious, drunken, and unrestrained. The raw experience itself. Apollo is the god of order, method, and boundaries. This is Rothko. Intellectual, rabbinical, sober, and restrained. The raw experience leavened by contemplation. He splatters paint and you study it. He's Dionysus and you're Apollo.
Exactly right, but for entirely missing the point.
How so?
You miss the tragedy. The point is always the tragedy.
For you.
You really think human beings can be split up so neatly into character types? You think that the multifarious complexities and nuances of the human psyche, evolving over countless generations, perverted and demented through social neurosis and personal anguish, molded by faith and lack of faith, can be so goddamn simple. That Rothko is intellect and Pollock is emotion. You embarrass yourself. Think more.
Maybe it's like one of your paintings.
Most things are. How?
Dark and light. Order and chaos existing at the same time on the same plane. Pulsating back and forth. We pulse too. We're subjects of both Apollo and Dionysus, not one or the other. We ebb and flow like the colors in your pictures, the ecstasy of the Dionysian at war with the restraints of the Apollonian.
Not at war.
Not at war?
It's not a conflict. It's more like symbiosis.
They need each other. Dionysus' passion is focused, is made bearable by Apollo's will to form. In fact, the only way we can endure the sheer ferocity of Dionysus' emotion is because we have the control and intellect of Apollo. Otherwise, the emotion would overwhelm us. So back and forth we go. Myth to myth. Pulsating.
And the perfect life would be perfectly balanced between the two, forever on the fulcrum. But it is our tragedy that we can never achieve it. We exist, all of us, for all time, in a state of perpetual dissonance. We long for that raw truth of emotion, but can only endure it through this cool lie of reason. We seek to capture the ephemeral, the miraculous, and put it onto canvas. But like an entomologist pinning a butterfly, it dies when we try. We are foolish that way, we human beings. We try to make the red black.
But the black is always there. Like the mantle in Matisse.
Like the snow outside the window. Once glimpsed, we can't help but being preoccupied by it. For our intimations of our mortality are But we still hold on. We still cling to that tiny bit of hope. That red that makes the rest endurable.
Or just less unendurable.
And that's my friend Jackson Pollock. Finally, it was just unendurable.
What do you mean?
His suicide.
He didn't commit suicide.
Didn't he?
Jackson Pollock died in a car accident.
A man spends years getting drunk, day after day, hammered. And then he hops into the driver's seat of an Oldsmobile convertible and drives around the country road on these tiny little country roads like a lunatic. You tell me what that is, if not a lazy suicide. Believe me, when I commit suicide, there won't be any doubt about it. No crumpled up car in the ditch, did he or didn't he? It gives me a headache. It's so boring.
When you commit suicide?
What?
You said when I commit suicide.
No, I didn't.
You did.
You misheard. Let me tell you one thing about your hero. That man really did confront his tragedy. He was valiant in the face of it. He endured as long as he could. But then he tried to recede from life. But how could he? He was Jackson Pollock.
What was his tragedy?
He became famous.
Oh, don't be glib.
His muse evacuated. He lost sight of his form. He lost sight of himself. He lost faith in his viewers. You take your pick. The thing is, you no longer believe that there were any real human beings out there to look at pictures.
How does that happen to a man?
Better you should ask how occasionally it doesn't.
I mean, he's an artist. He's in Life magazine. He's young. He's famous. He's got money.
That's exactly it. He's a schmuck from Wyoming who can paint. Suddenly, he's a commodity. He's a Jackson Pollock. Let me tell you, kid, that Oldsmobile convertible really did kill him. Not because it crashed, but because it existed. Why does Jackson Pollock have an Oldsmobile convertible in the first place?
Oh, some artist should star.
Yes, artists should star. Except for me.
Take a look.
Okay. You would have loved Jackson. He was a real downtown guy, real bohemian. No banker's hours for him. Believe you me, all those nights drinking, dancing, fighting, and staying up late. Everyone's romantic idea of what an artist ought to be. The anti-Rothko. At his worst, you still loved him, though you loved him because he loved art so much. He thought it mattered. He thought painting mattered. Does not the poignancy stop your heart? How can this story not end in tragedy? Goya said, "We have art that we may not perish from truth." Jackson saw some truth. And then he didn't have art to protect him anymore. Who could survive that? I was walking up to my house the other day, and there was a couple passing. The lady says, "I wonder who owns all the Rothkos." Just like that, I'm a noun. A Rothko.
A commodity?
An overmantel.
A what?
An overmantel. You know, those paintings doomed to become decoration. Above the fireplace in the penthouse. They say to you, "I need something to go with the sofa, or something that can fit the breakfast nook, which is orange. Do you have anything in orange, or seafoam green, or burnt umber? Oh, here's a paint chip from the Sherwin-Williams. Oh, and can you cut it down to fit the sideboards?" Or even worse, "Darling, I simply must have one because my neighbor has one, that social climber bitch. In fact, if she has one, I need 3. Or worse. Oh, I need one because the New York Times tells me I should have one. Or at least somebody tells me the New York Times tells me I should have one because who has time to read anymore, right? Oh, don't make me look at them. They're so depressing, all those fuzzy rectangles. My kid could do that in kindergarten. He's nothing but a fraud. But they still buy them. It's an investment. It's screwing the neighbor. It's buying class. It's buying taste. It goes with the lamp. It's cheaper than a Pollock. It's anything but what it is. Okie dokie. Let's prime the canvas. So, that'll do. Maybe it'll do. Possibly adequate. I don't know. What do you think?
You mean me? You want me to answer?
Who else?
It's a good ground, good base layer, nice and even.
We'll see when it dries. And then I can start to paint.
You really care what I think?
No. What?
Nothing.
What?
It's strange. I'm remembering something. The color is
Is what?
doesn't matter.
Is what?
Dried blood. When the blood dried on the carpet, it got darker.
Which carpet?
When my parents died. It's exactly the color. When the blood dried, it got darker. That surprised me. I remember being surprised by that.
What happened to your parents?
I don't want to talk about it.
Sure you do.
They were murdered.
Did you say murdered?
Mm-hmm.
How old were you?
7. This is back in Iowa.
What happened?
I honestly don't remember it too well.
Sure you do. What do you see? What do you see?
I woke up, and the first thing I saw was the snow outside my window. I was glad it snowed because it was Saturday and I could go sledding. My dad would take me sledding, me and my sister. But I didn't smell anything. That was weird. Only my mom would be up making breakfast. And it was really quiet. I put on my slippers. They're those neolite ones that look like moccasins. Go into the hall. And now it's really quiet. And it's cold. There's a window open somewhere. And then I see my sister. She's just standing in the hallway, staring into my parents' room. The door's open. My sister, she's standing in a puddle of pee, just staring. Her eyes, go to the door, look in, and the first thing I see is the snow outside the window. So much snow. Maybe I'll still go sledding. And then the blood. The bed stained with it. And the wall. There on the bed, it was a knife. Apparently it was a knife, I found out later. Burglars, I found out. At least 2 of them. But right now, I don't know what to do. I just see. I don't want my sister to see anymore, my little sister. I turn around and push her out and shut the door. The door handle. With blood. Is red. That's all.
What happened then?
I mean, after that, nothing really. We went to the neighbors, they called the police.
What happened to you two?
The state took us. Foster homes. People were nice, actually. They kept us together, but they shuffled us around a lot. We were rootless. She's married to a CPA now.
Rootless.
Never belonged. Never had a place.
Did they ever find the guys who did it?
No. I paint pictures of them sometimes.
You paint pictures of the men who killed your parents.
Mm-hmm. What I imagine them to look like?
Which is...
Normal.
When I was a kid, I was a kid in Russia. I saw the Cossacks cutting people up and throwing them into pits. At least I think I saw that. Or maybe somebody told me. Or maybe I'm just being dramatic. It's hard to say sometimes.
How old were you when you came here?
7. We moved to Portland and lived in the ghetto alongside all the other thinky-talky Jews. I was Marcus Rothkowitz then.
You changed your name?
Yeah. My first dealer said he had too many Jews on the books, so Marcus Rothkowitz became Mark Rothko. Now nobody knows I'm a Jew.
Can I ask you something?
Can I stop you?
Are you really scared of black?
No. I'm scared of the absence of light.
Like going blind?
Like going dead.
And you equate the color black with death?
Doesn't everyone?
I'm asking you.
Yes, I equate black with the diminution of the life force.
Because black means decay and darkness. Well, because black is the lack of red, if you will.
Because black is the opposite of red. Not on the spectrum, but in reality.
No, I'm talking about in painting.
Then talk about in painting.
In your pictures, the bold colors are the Dionysian element, kept in check by the strict geometric shapes, the Apollonian element. These bright colors are your passion, your will to survive, your life force. But if black swallows those bright colors, then you lose that excess and extravagance, and what do you have left?
Go on, I'm fascinated by it.
Lose those bright colors, and you have order with no content, mathematics with no numbers, nothing but empty, arid boxes.
And trust me, kid, as you grow older, those colors become harder to sustain. The palette fades, and we race to catch them before they're gone.
But...
What?
No, never mind.
No, what?
You'll get mad.
Me?
You will.
So?
I just think it's kind of sentimental to equate the color black with death. It seems an antiquated notion, sort of romantic.
Romantic?
I mean, not honest.
Really?
But come on, in reality we both know black's a tool, like ochre or magenta. It has no effect. Seeing it as malevolent is a weird sort of chromatic anthropomorphizing.
You think so? What about equating white with death, like snow.
That's different. That's just a personal reaction. I'm not building a whole artistic sensibility around it.
Maybe you should.
I don't think
Use your own life.
No,
why not?
It's not that
Unless you're scared of
I'm
it.
not scared.
Go into all that white.
I'm not scared. It's just self-indulgent.
If you say so.
Not all art has to be psychodrama.
Doesn't it?
No.
You paint pictures of the men who killed your parents.
That's not all I paint.
Maybe it should be. Because then, you'd understand what black is.
Oh, great. Back to that.
Always.
You know, at least equating white with death isn't so predictable.
So now I'm predictable.
Kind of.
Dishonest and predictable.
Come on, a painter gets older and the color black starts to infuse his work. Therefore, the cliche declension goes. He's fearing death, he's depressed, he's losing touch, he's losing relevance. He's saying goodbye.
That's a cliche. Except for when it isn't.
It's not true.
Oh, so now you know truth.
Wait, look at Van Gogh. His last pictures are nothing but color. He goes out and paints the most ecstatic yellows and blues known to man, then shoots himself. Or Matisse. His last works are nothing but great shocks of primary colors.
You admire those colors.
Absolutely.
Why?
Well, Matisse, he was dying. He knew he was dying, but still, he was Matisse. When he got too ill to hold a paintbrush, he used scissors, cutting up paper and making collages. He never gave up. On his deathbed, he was still organizing the color patterns on the ceiling. He had to be who he was.
And you call me the romantic. Can't you do it any better than that? Matisse, the dying hero, struggling with his last puny gasp at the final masterpiece. And Jackson Pollock, the beautiful doomed youth, dying like Chatterton in his classic Pied-à-Posé. And Van Gogh, of course Van Gogh, trotted out on all occasions, the ubiquitous symbol for everything. Van Gogh, the misunderstood martyr. You insult these men by reducing them to your own adolescent stereotypes. Grapple with them, yes. Struggle with them, always. But don't think you understand them. Don't think you've captured them. They are beyond you. Spend a lifetime with them. And maybe, just maybe, you might get some insight into their pain. Until then, allow them their grandeur in silence. Silence is so accurate.
I need some coffee. You mind if I go out?
Go on. Wait. In the National Gallery in London, there's a painting by Rembrandt called Balthazar's Feast. It's a painting of an Old Testament story from Daniel, where Balthazar is giving a feast and he blasphemes. So a divine hand appears and writes some words on the wall. In this painting, the words pulsate from the canvas like something miraculous. Rembrandt's Hebrew is atrocious, as you can imagine, but he wrote, Mene, mene tekel upharsin. You have been weighed in the balance and have been found wanting. That is what black is to me. What is it to you? trying to kill me! I swear to God they're trying to kill me. Those prosaic insects, those presumptuous, counter-jumping, these sons of bitches! These are the same walls where I hang. My walls, my galleries, polluted now beyond sanitation, beyond hygiene. Like the East River, choked out with all that garbage, all that superficial, meaningless sewage up there on the walls for everyone to see. These are the same sacred spaces of de Kooning and Motherwell and Smith and Pollock and God, what is this music?
Chet Baker?
Just when I thought the state could not get any worse.
It's jazz.
When you pay the rent, you can pick the record.
So, how was the exhibit?
These young artists are out to kill me,
That's kind of extreme.
but not inaccurate.
You think Jasper Johns is trying to kill you?
Yes.
What about Frank Stella?
Yes.
Robert Rauschenberg?
Yes.
Roy Lichtenstein?
Which one's he?
Comic books?
Yes.
Andy Warhol? You sound like an old man.
I am an old
Not
man.
that old.
Today I'm old.
You say so.
My point is, people like me, my contemporaries, my colleagues, the people who came up with me, all understood one important thing. We all understood the importance of seriousness.
You're too much.
What'd you say to me?
Who are you to assume they're not serious?
Look at their work.
I have.
Not like you normally do, you overeager undergraduate.
I have.
Then what do you see?
Never mind.
No, you look at their work. What do you see?
This moment, right now.
And all those flags and comic books and soup cans.
This moment right now and a little bit tomorrow.
And you think that's good?
It's neither good nor bad, but it's what people want.
That's exactly my point.
So art shouldn't be popular at all now.
It shouldn't only be popular.
You may not like it, but nowadays, as many people are genuinely moved by Frank Stella as by Mark Rothko.
Oh, that's nonsense.
Don't think so.
You know what the thing is? You know what the problem with these young artists? It's exactly what you said. They're painting for the now. It's nothing but zeitgeist art. Completely temporal, completely disposable. Like Kleenex.
Like Campbell's soup cans, like comic books.
You really think Anti-Warhol will be hanging in museums in 100 years?
He's hanging alongside Rothko now.
That's because those goddamn art galleries will do anything for money. That's business, young man, not art.
You ever get tired of telling people what art is?
No, not ever. Better you should tell me. Fuck off.
You're just mad because the barbarians are at the gate, and what do you know? People seem to like the barbarians.
Of course they like them. That's the goddamn point. You want to know what people like? Happy, pretty, beautiful, nice colors. They want everything to be beautiful. They want everything to be fun. I swear to God, when once somebody tells me that one of my paintings is beautiful, I want to vomit.
What's wrong with
Pretty, beautiful, nice, fine? That's our life now. Everything's fine. We put on the nose and the glasses and the television makes everything fine and happy and everybody's laughing and everything is so goddamn amusing. It's our constitutional right to be amused. We live under the tyranny of fine. How are you? Fine. How was your day? Fine. How are you feeling? Fine. How'd you like the painting? Fine. You want some dinner? Fine. Well, let me tell you, everything is not fine. How are you? How was your day? How are you feeling? Diseased? Depressed? Doomed? Troubled? Nuanced? I'm not fine. We are not fine. Look at the pictures. Look at them. You see the rectangles like a doorway, an aperture, yes, but it's also a gaping mouth, letting out a silent howl of something feral, of something foul, of something primal and real. Not nice, not fine, not pretty, real. A moan of rapture, something divine or damned, something immortal. Not comic books or soup cans. Something beyond me. beyond now. And whatever it is, it's not pretty, it's not beautiful, it's not nice, it's not fun. I'm here to stab your heart. You understand that? I'm here to make you think. I'm not here to paint pretty pictures.
So said the cubist. The second before you stomped him to death. Tragic, really, to grow superfluous in your own lifetime, right? The child must banish the father, respect him, but kill him. Isn't that what you said? You guys went after the cubists and surrealists, and boy did you love it. But now your time has come and you don't want to go. Well, exit stage left, Rothko, because pop art has banished abstract expressionism. I only pray to God they have more generosity of spirit than you do, and allow you some dignity as you go. Consider the last grasp of a dying race. Futility. Don't worry. You can always sign menus for money.
How dare you?
Do you know where I live?
What?
Do you know where I live in the city?
No.
Uptown, downtown, Brooklyn.
No.
You know if I'm married?
What?
Do you know if I'm married, dating, queer, anything?
What is
2 years I've been working here. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and you know nothing about me. You ever once asked me to dinner, maybe come to your house?
No.
You know I'm a painter, don't you?
I suppose.
No, answer me. You know I'm a painter.
Yes.
You ever once asked to look at my work?
Why should I?
Why should you?
This is about me. Everything here is about me. You're an employee. You don't like that. Leave. Is this what this is about? Baby feels wounded that daddy didn't pat him on the head. Mommy didn't hug you tight enough today.
Stop it.
Don't blame me. I didn't kill them.
Stop it.
Go find yourself a psychiatrist and quit whining to me about it. Your neediness bores me.
Bores you? Bores you? Christ almighty, try working for you for a living. The talking, Jesus Christ, won't he ever shut up? Titanic self-absorption of the man. You stand there, trying to look so deep when you're nothing but a giant solipsistic bully with your grandiose self-importance and lectures and arias, and let's look at the fucking canvas for another few weeks. Let's not fucking paint, let's just look. And the pretension. Jesus Christ, the pretension. I can't imagine any other painter in the history of art ever tried so hard to be significant. You know, not everything has to be so goddamn important all the time. Not every painting has to rip your guts out and expose your soul. Not everyone wants art that actually hurts. Sometimes you just want a still life or a landscape or a soup can or a comic book. Which you might learn if you actually ever left your goddamn hermetically sealed submarine here with all of its closed windows and no natural light, because natural light isn't good enough for you. But then nothing is good enough for you, not even the people who buy your pictures. And museums are nothing but mausoleums. Galleries are run by pimps and swindlers, and art collectors are nothing but shallow social climbers. So, who is good enough to own your art? Anyone? Or maybe the real question is, who's good enough to even see your art? Is it just possible that no one is worthy enough to look at your paintings? That's it, isn't it? We have all been weighed in the balance and have been found wanting. You say you spend your life in search of real human beings. People who can look at your pictures with compassion. But in your heart, you no longer believe those people exist. So you lose faith. So you lose hope. So black swallows red. My friend, I don't think you'd recognize a real human being if he were standing right in front of you. Never mind.
Don't give
This
up so
isn't a
easy.
game.
do make one salient point, though not the one you expect.
Naturally.
I do get depressed when I think how people are going to see my work. If they're going to be unkind. Selling a picture is like sending a blind child into a room full of razor blades. It's gonna get hurt. It's never been hurt before. It doesn't even know what hurt is. But that's why I'm trying to do something different with these ones. They're less vulnerable somehow, more robust. Some hues of the earth to give them strength. And they're not alone. They're a series. They'll always have each other for companionship and protection. And most important, they're going into a place created specifically for them. A place of reflection, of safety.
A place of communion.
Yes.
A place with no distractions.
Yes.
A sacred space.
Yes.
A chapel.
Yes.
Like the Four Seasons restaurant. At least Andy Warhol gets the joke.
You don't understand.
It's a fancy restaurant in a big high-rise owned by a rich corporation. What don't I
You
understand?
don't understand my intention.
Your intention is immaterial. Unless you're going to stand there for the rest of your life next to the pictures giving lectures, which you would probably enjoy. The art has to speak for itself, yes?
Yes,
But
but
just admit your hypocrisy. The high priest of modern art is painting a wall in the temple of consumption. You rail against commercialism in art, but pal, you're taking the money. And sure, you can try and kid yourself that you're making some holy place of contemplative awe, but in reality, you're just decorating another dining room for the super rich. And these things are nothing but the world's most expensive overmantles.
Why do you think I took this commission?
It appealed to your vanity.
How so?
They could have gone to de Kooning. They went to you. It's the flashiest mural commission since the Sistine Chapel.
And you would have turned it down.
In a second.
Easy for you to say.
You know what it is? It's your Oldsmobile convertible. Come on, you don't need the money. You don't need the publicity. Why make yourself a hypocrite for the Seagram Corporation?
I didn't enter into this capriciously, you know. I thought about it.
No kidding.
And I still hesitated. The very same thoughts. Is it immoral? Is it cruel? Is it just feeding the winds of the bourgeoisie? Should I do it? I'm still thinking of what the murals might look like when I take a trip to Europe. I happened to go to Michelangelo's Medici Library in Florence. Have you been?
No.
Well, when you go, be sure to find the staircase. It's hidden away. It's a tiny vestibule, like a vault. It's so cramped. But it goes up for 3 stories. Michelangelo embraced this claustrophobia and painted false doors and windows that go all the way up. Rectangles in such rich reds and browns. Well, that was it. He achieved just the kind of feeling I was after for the Four Seasons. He makes the viewer feel like he is trapped in a room with all the doors and windows boarded up. So all he can do is bang his head against the door forever. I know this is going to be where the richest bastards in all of New York are going to feed and show off. And I hope to ruin the appetite of every son of a bitch who eats there.
You mentioned this to the Seagrams people?
No. It would be a compliment if they turned my murals down. They won't. You want a drink?
Sure. don't know.
What?
I don't know that I believe you.
About what?
Them. This malicious intent of yours. The old lion still roaring, still trying to provoke, to be relevant, to stick it to the bourgeoisie. It doesn't scan.
Too romantic for you.
Too cruel to them. But your paintings aren't weapons. You would never do that to them, never reduce them like that. Sure, you might have started the commission thinking that way, but well, then art happened. You couldn't help yourself, that's what you do. So now you're stuck. You've painted yourself into a corner. You should forgive the expression.
No. No, you're wrong. Their power will transcend the setting. Working together, moving in rhythm, whispering to each other, they will create this place. You think I'm kidding myself? You think this is all just some monumental act of self-delusion? Answer me. Answer me.
Yes. I'm fired, aren't I?
Fired. This is the first time you've actually existed.
Can I turn the music down? Oh, Christ.
I tried to paint.
Obviously. Oh, Jesus Christ. You want a towel? Maybe a paintbrush?
I went there.
What?
4 seasons.
Ah.
After our chat yesterday, I went there for dinner.
Ah.
It's been open a couple weeks now. I thought I should finally take a look.
And?
Well, go in from 52nd, you go up some staircases to the restaurant. You hear the room before you see it. Glasses clinking, silverware, voices hushed here, but growing as you get closer. It's a desperate sound, like forced gaiety at gunpoint. You walk in, feel underdressed, feel fat, feel too goddamn Jewish for this place. The pretty hostess gives you a look that says, I know who you are, and I'm not impressed. We get millionaires in here, pal. Well, she snaps for the maitre d', who snaps for the captain, who snaps for the head waiter, who takes you through the crowd of people. Heads turning, everyone looking at everyone else all the time, like predators. Wine guy comes and he speaks French. You don't understand, obviously. You embarrass yourself by ordering something expensive to impress the wine guy. He goes unimpressed. And then you can't help it. You start hearing what people are saying around you, which is worst of all. Voices. It's the chatter of monkeys and the barking of jackals. It's not human. And everyone's clever, and everybody's laughing, and everybody's looking at everybody else, and nobody's thinking about anything. And all they do is chatter and bark and eat, and the glasses clink and clatter, and the voices cut, and the teeth snap and snarl. And in that place will live my paintings for all time. I wonder, do you think they'd ever forgive me?
They're only paintings.
Turn that record off. Turn it off. Mr. Philip Johnson, please. This is Rothko on the line. Yep. Philip, this is Rothko. So I went by the restaurant last night, and let me tell you, anybody who eats that kind of food for that kind of money and that kind of a joint will never see a painting of mine. I'm keeping the paintings and I'm sending the money back. I'm sorry, this is just how it goes. Good luck to you, buddy.
Now you're Mark Rothko.
Only poorer.
I mean, money doesn't make you wealthy.
Helps, though.
Well, if this is a day for the books, we're gonna have to...
Fired.
What?
You're fired.
Why?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
You owe me an
I
explanation.
don't owe you anything.
2 years and you expect me to walk out just like that?
You want a retirement party?
I want a reason.
None of your business.
I want a reason.
Look, you're too goddamn needy, all right? I don't need it. I don't need your need. Since you were 7, you've been looking for a home. Well, this isn't it. I'm not your father. Your father's dead, remember? I'm sorry, but that's it.
Come on, Dr. Freud, you can do better than that. Why?
I told you, because I don't need an assistant.
Bullshit.
Because you talk too much.
So do you.
Because you have lousy taste.
Bullshit.
Because I'm sick of you.
Bullshit.
Because your life is out there! Look, kid, you don't need to spend any more time with me. You need to go find your own contemporaries. Make your own world, your own life. You need to get out there now. Shake your fist at them. Talk their ear off. Make them look. When I was your age, art was the only thing. We didn't have money. We didn't have museums or collectors or critics. We didn't have mentors. We didn't even have parents. We were alone. But it was such a great time. Because we had nothing to lose. And a vision to gain. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Make something new. What do you see?
Red.